TikTok is currently considered one of the most dangerous applications in the world, specifically for children and adolescents, and I mean not only dangerous for their psychological and moral safety, but also for their physical safety. Imagine with me that TikTok has become the largest application in the world that causes death to teenagers and children. Also, imagine with me that we unite one among the many and hundreds of challenges of TikTok, linked to 80 deaths, which is the famous Powerless Challenge that spread recently on TikTok, starting in the year 2021. This challenge is called the Suffocation Challenge or the Fainting Challenge, as this challenge is based on the person holding his breath for as long as possible, which causes a lack of oxygen access to the brain and thus a loss of consciousness and death. And you can imagine that effect as one challenge, and a lot of those deaths were on live broadcasts, and I'm going to give you 2 stories to have cherished dead live. The stories of this video are different and took place in the USA. Let it be an African American named Cliff Williams, who was killed while filming a live video on a tuk-tuk. Alicia is considered the first rising influencer on TikTok, born in the year 2004, that is, at the time of her death, and she was 10 years old, although her exact date of birth is unknown, and the reason is that Williams' father is unknown, and his mother is also unknown. She was adopted by her stepfather, whose name is Ronnie Savoy, and he raised her. She was a very active teenager and was famous for her tuk-tuk interruptions. Most of her videos were on famous dances and she used to recreate them. She was posting periodically and regularly on all her social media accounts, including TikTok. And Williams was not aware that his life and fame, which began in TikTok, would end and be extinguished in the same application. One day, in Atlanta, Georgia, on December 26, 2020, about 12:23 in the morning, Williams was shooting a very loud TikTok video at 12:22 and was asking her followers for suggestions. In that video, Williams can be seen stopping the recording when someone entered her room. According to the police investigation, the young man named Karen Brown, who entered her room while she was filming, exchanged some words for a short time and claimed that he sexually assaulted her before shooting her, and what happened after that remained mysterious and unknown, but it is certain that Williams died immediately after she by stopping that video only. I put that video in full for you in a link below the video in the description, and the reason is because it also has a grave. The police were announced and came quickly to find her in the lobby of the hotel, where she was taken to the hospital quickly, so that the doctors announced her death on December 26, 2020 at 12 o'clock and 3:20 minutes. Since her death, there have been many stories and hypotheses about this strange story, as the incident occurred after midnight, yet her family was not notified of her death by her friends or any of her acquaintances, but rather the author who informed them of the news. The only 2 people in her room when she was shot were Chris Brown, all of whom had been friends for some time and had been acquaintances since Williams' death. There are different versions of what happened, and the most frequent story is that Williams was scheduled to attend a party with her friends at an apartment through Andy on the exact day of the shooting, as Williams received an invitation to the exact birthday party from her friend Infinity. After a short investigation, a suspect who was present with her at the party was arrested and charged with a number of crimes, including premeditated murder, sexual assault, aggravated assault, and reckless behavior. However, the name of this accused was not published in the media, and he was released a year after serving his sentence in early 2022. Although there was a lot of criticism from people regarding the way justice was dealt with and the law upon which that young man was judged, it left a lot of questions unanswered for most of the parents and stakeholders in the story. The thing that raised suspicions was that in the period before the accident, that is, before her death, Williams stopped creating video clips in a strange way, so her followers were not aware of the sudden stop, as they knew that she was publishing periodically and regularly. There are a lot of mysteries in the story of this teen's death. from being in a place she's not supposed to be to her mysterious relationship with her murderer who brought her exact body to the police to today. This issue is still controversial in America, especially about the addiction of teenagers from the application of TikTok and the murders and suicides associated with this application. This is not the first incident to raise controversy in the media closely linked to TikTok, as I went to the internet and searched for murders and suicides related to this application, and you find hundreds of videos and articles for many stories around the world. Just a year ago, another terrible incident occurred, and it was also recorded. Live video on TikTok, a 23-year-old Turkish girl. 23-year-old Turkish girl Doğan Kubra died while filming. A video of a tick on the roof of her house before the accident. Doğan was visiting her 16-year-old cousin Hale at the family's apartment in Istanbul. There, the two girls met and took some selfies, and since they used a lot of TikTok, they proposed an idea for a video with each other for a painful and tragic scene, which is forbidden to be shown to you here on YouTube, so I always put it for you in a link below the video in the description. Footage of the disaster filmed by Helen Attic shows a disguised cobra standing in front of the camera during the sunset before sitting on the edge of the roof. Kubra carves to the bottom of the building. As Helen turns the camera back, then the camera pans back towards Kubra, capturing the moment when she steps on a gray plastic melody that broke instantly, as the eldest did not bear the weight of the lower intimidation and fell from a height of 9 floors or about 150 meters into the street. But it was too late as Kubra died and they couldn't do anything. Neve Doğan, your aunt Tokar, Doğan's elder, said that the family will sue the contractor responsible for installing weak plastic panels on the roof of the house, and the story will not stop at her death, but will continue until that contractor is prosecuted. On the other hand, her uncle said that the family members have always advised the girls not to publish clips that are dangerous, but they never listened to them. He said we warned them but they did not obey. In this era of high speed, it has become very difficult to track and monitor your children, whether they are children or teenagers. And I advise, instead of blocking and preventing, to implement the swaying plan, the method of swaying with the storm and swimming with the current until you reach safety, because if you allow the current to reverse directly, you are the loser and you will not reach your destination. TikTok is a highly addictive application, and this is what makes it a physically dangerous application, and you will be a smart person if you use it for the benefit of your son or daughter, who will be wise and intelligent in dealing with them, such as sitting with them, for example, and watching this video with each other.